for a thing.
The Hurricane Pike Rupture! Absolute destruction coming out from Liquid. Solo, beautiful feed grip onto Mugi. Rampage for no one. GG is called.
Welcome back, everybody. That's right, we've got more Dota 2 action for you here from the Hamburg qualifiers for 2018. Lacoste, my dude. Game 1, a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
Winstrike.
I gotta say, Winstrike didn't look like a real team. I gotta say, it feel like they were tilting. You didn't see any moves from them besides that one smoke where they try to do something. It was more like, okay, Team Spirit is doing something, we need to react to that. It felt like they were lacking ideas what they need to do in that game. So again, first pick Weaver, no hesitation.
And even the one move that Winstrike, you know, it felt like it could be, you know, a pivotal turning moment for them. That Earthshaker, you know, Echo Slam, nearly getting his Blink Dagger, put them in a decent position, and then it just felt like it was all just too late, you know? Team Spirit were the ones putting themselves in positions to make mistakes occasionally, but equally putting themselves in positions to just end and win the game. And Hester Joe Rotten's Weaver it's just absolutely disgusting.
Monster, yeah. I gotta say, we didn't feel the real influence what hero can do. I'm talking about Arc Warden in the dual lanes. I don't find him particularly strong, already mentioned. Why? Because his Flux doesn't deal damage, so they're going with the same thing again. So they could try to bait. If they pick a lot of counters for a Necro, they could still swap him. It worked for them in game number 1. So pretty much same picks.
So they've set themselves up for that big team fight, right? The Blink Echo, the follow-up with the Global Silence. You slay your opponents, but you need time first, right? So your cores now have to be cores that can help win lanes significantly. But you don't know where their Necro's going. Like you rightly said, this could just be that bait and switch again from Spirit. Could be the double bluff, like, hey, we played it support last game. Are we going to play it support again this game, or is it going to be a core hero?
Quadruple bluff. That's actually a double bluff. Never mind. Same picks, both games so far. Feels like Winstrike wants to prove something. Do you think always want to fly, set the iceberg, pick me Silencer again? I'm gonna redeem myself.
I'm gonna have mana for my Global Silence next fight.
That's a huge nerf on Silencer though. Like, he uses a lot of mana in the team fights. If he doesn't die and if he doesn't collect a lot of intelligence early on, all his spells are really costly right now.
I'm taking quite some time thinking about this final ban in the second stage. It really is an awkward one. What did Spirit have last time that was super annoying? They've removed the Tusk. I don't think Invoker is worth a ban here, because it was that final pick that kind of brought everything together for Spirit, but by no means seemed, you know, incredibly strong or anything like that.
Pagana is banned out. That's one of the better heroes against the Necrophos, and kind of was underused in my opinion, because Pagana is such a strong team fight, can save people. You have the tower damage, can easily snowball. I've seen a lot of Paganas lately, and especially when there's a Necro, it's kind of a must-go hero when you have a Necrophos in your team.
I mean, Skyter honestly has played like 3 heroes the past several months. He plays like Wraith King Spectre.
10 seconds remaining.
I can't even think of a third hero. Something else. Wraith King Spectre and like PL maybe. Next Assassin for Bivva does come out now. That's such a great hero to go with a Weaver. Hunting Silencer, getting that Earthshaker caught up in your vision. Pretty good with a Necro as well to find potential pickoffs across the map.
I'm wondering why Nyx Assassin so early. One of the reasons.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe they know something Winstrike loves to play let's say, Ember Spirit, or they want to get the hands on Ember Spirit by themselves.
I think like Ember and Ember was my first thought. It was like Ember has Global and Echo Slam behind him. Nyx is like a deterrent to say, don't pick Ember. But I think even Phoenix might be in there as well. Earthshaker with Global, with Supernova. I mean, you are against a Weaver, but Phoenix can be very annoying in the laning stage early on.
Yeah, you have two Invis heroes, Nyx Assassin, Weaver, which means supports on Winstrike side will need to invest a lot of their gold into dusts, into sentry wards. Imagine playing a silencer, the early game is not going well for you, then you need to invest a lot of that resources into sentries. You just can't do it. It's hard to play position 5 like that from behind if you play against those Invis heroes.
Your economy gets absolutely busted. It's like the Great Depression all over again. Where do you think this Necro is going? Do you think they've shifted it into the core role yet?
By knowing FNG, they might stick to position 5, but that's the beauty of the heroes who can be played at multiple roles.
Well, right now, they have to think about what they want to do against that Dragon Knight. Because very likely here it's going to be Weaver plus Nyx in a lane together against like a Silencer +1. Not quite sure where the Earthshaker's going. I mean, Earthshaker could equally swap from being a position 4 into a position 3 for Non-Grata. Definitely was one of the heroes that kind of, allowed Winstrike or Fly to Moon rise to fame was Non-Grata with his Clockwork and his Earthshaker. Were two of his big heroes.
Yeah, he always played those initiating hero exceptionally well.
Like his axe at Epicenter as well was pretty spectacular. Team Spirit taking it all the way down to the wire though. 20 seconds of reserve time remaining. This is probably their most important pick of the draft though. Gives away their core positions.
I'm thinking about Timber this game for Team Spirit. Not a popular hero. If they want to try it out against the Dragon Knight, Silencer, Earthshaker, they really don't have a lockdown, so enough burst damage. Dragon Knight is vulnerable to Necrophos, his ulti, his aura. He has a lot of HP.
I love this. 2 games in a row now, FNG has left his hero until last, right? Like it literally is like a bait and switch until the very end. FNG has pulled this trick out of the bag saying, hey, you actually don't know.
It is out of the bag.
It's out of the bag. Without a doubt. Winstrike against Bloodseeker. Earthshaker and Silence are both very immobile. Earthshaker, if he gets hit by that silence, Bloodright removes him from the game. They can get hunted and chased really damn well.
Yeah, Weaver likes to play aggressive early on. So does Necro, even Nyx Assassin, which means Bloodseeker is going to have a lot of move speed and damage early on. Dragon Knight, on the other hand, is a different kind of a hero that he stays low on early levels but doesn't lose his lane.
I was gonna say you need a hero in lane that just doesn't give a shit about being attacked. Enchantress seems perfect here. I mean, perfect for their purposes anyway. Never feels good picking an int core into a Nyx Assassin if this is going to be a core Enchantress. I kind of assume it will be. But it's really nice against the Necro. If that Necro does become a core, you've got Enchant to dispel, you have pure damage to destroy him.
Yeah, Enchantress is really good against the Bloodseeker when he's trying to play aggressive. Both of those heroes are really speedy, and then Impetus, especially with the hero that has a Blood Rage on, just deals shit ton of damage.
TA removed by Spirit. Final ban for Winstrike. Just ban techies or something. Honestly, you have no idea what's coming.
Radiant team pick.
It could be a Lena pick for them. They could use some kind of a burst damage. That's what they lack if they want to play Necro as position 5 again. Or
even just a Lion here, if FNG wants to take that. Winstrike
10
do have to
seconds
pick
remaining.
first, though, and currently, what are we looking at?
5
Enchantress
seconds
plus
remaining.
Silencer or Earthshaker as a dual lane? DK mid? Or do you want to put DK potentially into that aggressive dual lane position just because he's so tanky?
I think Dragonite should be
Dire team
mid. They need okay. So this is a good choice, just laning wise. Shadowfin does well against the Bloodseeker. He can't get close. Same goes for
You may now select your heroes.
Necro. If he uses a Ghost Shroud, he can just blow him up.
But against an Arc Warden?
I guess the reason why they picked Arc Warden is he's playing against the Enchantress. That hero does really well against Ench, especially if Earthshaker is not going to stick around, so Flux is going to proc. And there's a lot of burst damage early on. So it's going to be a Necro position 5 again.
Has FNG found his new hero? It feels like it. And there were the days of the Shadow Demon when nobody was picking Shadow Demon, and FNG brings it out every game just because he is so good on it. It feels like he's slotted Necro into his list of signature heroes now from that position 5. Right, so Iceberg, Shadow Fiend in that mid lane. Is it going to be against the Bloodseeker? Can you see Arc Warden going there?
Yeah, I think they're going to put Arc Warden on mid because Bloodseeker can easily get destroyed by the Shadowfin. He can't use the Blood Rage, especially when he's low HP. He can just get blown up by 2 raises. Doesn't even need the 31.
I don't know if we're paused or something.
I think it just feels really long between the after the draft and before the game starts.
Sometimes it feels longer than other times. Yeah, as you know, as we said in the first game, this concept of Earthshaker Silencer, it's nice at its core. You know, you understand why. You have that Blink Echo, you have the Global, and you just win a team fight. If your enemy's pushing your high ground, they're around Roshan, whatever it may be, you've smoked into them, and you have that surprise jump factor. It's nice, but I just don't know if it's going to be good enough to win games when everything is so fast-paced that sometimes these long cooldown ultimates just don't quite do the trick.
Again, they're trying to tell them right away.
Iceberg got there first, though. He tipped FNG before the carpet bombing started. Just before. There we go. No Fear's getting involved as well. Very good. So Non Grata on Enchantress with No Fear in behind Iceberg, and Always Wanna Fly, Shadow Fiend and Silencer, and we've got the Silent Dragon Knight. Going to be safe laning that one up. Biver on the Nyx heads bottom with Skeeter on Bloodseeker. So that's their dual lane bot. 9 looks like he's got mid items, so it should be FNG. Top on the Necro with Hester Joe's Weaver. Who do you think comes out on top in these matchups?
We're talking about side lane matchups.
Yeah.
Well, the bottom lane, Dragonite and Silencer, they don't have much kill potential. Dragonite will need to get the stun. You don't see too much of a safe lane Dragonite. Nyx Assassin doesn't go down that easily. 4 armor, stout shield, a lot of region overtime. Same
7
goes for Bloodseeker. Yeah, 5 armor.
7 HP regen on the Nyx Assassin. Triple mango. Absolutely godly. Arcane Curse will be a little bit of an irritation. 2 for 2 bounty rune exchange across the map as a nice move from Silent. Just going a little bit more aggressive up the hill, up the ramp as he moves in towards mid. No. Hey, what's going on here? Silent is walking towards top. Are they going for a full lane exchange? They're dancing around this bottom rune spot. What? Lacoste, run me through this. What's happening here?
I think Team Spirit wants to have Arc Warden against the Shadowfin and just have this bottom lane. That this is what suits them all. Or
FNG core Necro now up at top lane.
Okay, so they're swapping the lane. They want to have they want to have Weaver against Enchantress.
Non Grata just punching this Bloodseeker all the way around the map.
And the biggest winner of this lane swapping is FNG.
Yeah.
He's sitting on what? It's gonna be 2 CS, almost level 2.
He's loving life, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
Guys, just keep swapping. I remember one game. I think
Envy.
it was
Yes.
it was Envy. I think we casted that together. He kept swapping for like 9 minutes.
Yeah. It like cost him like 2 or 3 TPs and you're just walking around the map. Oh, sometimes lane matchups are really, really important, guys. Deary me, especially Winstrike here, wanting to level things out and get this best of 3 back and under their own control, or I say back, but under control one way or another. So we've got things lined up now. Necro Bloodseeker against the Earthshaker with the Enchantress TPing top. We'll see the musical lanes start to kick off.
He's gonna TP bottom right now, I think. Yep. Shaker, can he stun him? Oh, he missed.
So Bloodseeker gets that free passage bottom. Weaver now TP's top lane. Dota 2. Swap your lanes. Next Assassin bottom. Just a quick stun in onto Silent. Bloodseeker. I do like this. This is the double regen lane, right? Bloodseeker and Nyx. They are unharassable. The amount of regen and sustain they've got.
Oh, Iceberg. Again, destroying the early game. 13-6 against 7-3.
That's a very good start, isn't it? And what's the net worth difference there? 1,400 against the 1,240. So I feel like Iceberg has had to bring out a few more, mangoes and salves to try and get this amount of CS, while 9 is able to kind of claim it a little more safely. Nangrata going for the lane swap again, but it's Biver I'm more interested in. Nyx Assassin moves forward. DD Runa and an Impale, and that'll be your first blood. Given over to 9 as Arc Warden. First notch on his belt. FNG top with Esther Joe trying to shift into the next gear. Silent and No Fear have to go back to their tier 1, and with no shrine available, we'll have to start dipping into the regen reserves.
And they swapped again. They have Enchantress on the bottom lane. I just want to see if they want to swap again. They should, in my opinion.
Bloodseeker just wants to be out of here. He can go side shop and buy TP. Maybe he wants to get boots and TP and then swap lanes. Nyx Assassin with the Spark Wraith. Doing a lot of damage to Iceberg. He will turn with at least 1 raise. Spike Carapace keeps Biver at bay for now. No Fear's turned up mid lane just to give that little bit of a safety net with the help of Fishers. Nyx Assassin will give up on any of his endeavors middle as well. That is such a nice rune for Arc Warden early on, though. Straight up with the Arcane rune. And you didn't like the Hand of Midas from Silent from that safe lane Arc Warden. How do you feel about Necro Rush here?
I don't think it's a must-have item on Arc Warden. You can go for different kind of builds. I've seen No Tail going for Meteor Hammer. You can just... I've seen... other kinds of builds that just fits the game.
Like
Treads blade mail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have double blade mail if they have a lot of uncontrollable damage. So he's just zoning out this Shadowfiend with the Spark Rates.
So irritating. And then you've got this Nyx Assassin baiting No Fear. And sure enough, the Nyx, it feels like he's trapped between the Earthshaker and the Shadowfiend. Always Want to Fly dies top. Biver getting hunted down. Carapace not going to work out for him there. Now, No Fear might have an opportunity with the boots advantage. But a quick Impale
Runes?
buys the time. 1 bounty rune for Biver. 3 for the Dire team, as the only one grabbed by No Fear will be there for Winstrike. But Iceberg middle in a bit of trouble. No. 9 doesn't have the mana for another Spark Wraith. Iceberg barely gets away.
FNG, he might get him. He has no boots, though. Oh, man. Good.
Oh.
Ooh, good choice. But he planted a ward before.
Fisher.
So if he caught him before, he could have got the kill with, that's what, level 2 Dead Pulse, 2-3 right clicks plus Heartstopper Aura would be more than enough.
Absolutely. It looked like he might just have had him, but fractions of seconds away from finding that solo kill. Hester Joe top, how are we doing? 15 and 1. Silent on this DK somehow outstripping the Weaver in farm. 26 and 3 on the Dragon Knight. as bottom lane, Non-Grata here with a Centaur, getting eyed up by the Nyx and the Bloodseeker. They don't have any points in Blood, right? Nor do they have level 6 on the BS. They move forward. This is a little awkward. They get the kill on a Centaur at least. They've forced out the heal on Non-Grata, so maybe a bit of room to maneuver in that top lane. And top lane, Hester Joe moves forward for Always Want to Fly. He's out of mana and might just be out of time here. FNG sprinting forward, but he just doesn't have the damage to finish him off. Quick Ghost Shroud and the waddle away from the Necro. And Silent, happy as Larry, full HP. He's like, cool, I've got this lane all to myself now.
Yeah, you have a Dragonite and Silencer paired up. Dragonite has a kill potential. If he gets a lot of levels early on, then he can snowball. But he's sharing the experience with another hero, which means he's going to be under-leveled. So he can't do what the Dragonite usually does. One hero rotates, around minute 6, you pressure the tower with his ulti and the siege creep, so they need to play a different game. He didn't even skill 1 point in Dragontail. With the Silencer, you want to play aggressive. When you have a Dragonite as your partner in the laning stage, it's just not happening.
Oh, no fear. Can you save the day? Can you turn onto 9 with the razors? 1 second. No, can't get the third. And there's just the short range one remaining, so 9 can turn and maybe try and burn down No Fear with these Spark Rates. Team Spirit come in with a TP from Biver, but Winstrike's 3-hero rotation saves Iceberg's life, but they don't get any kind of return kill.
It's been quite some time since I saw Shadowfiend being played in an official match. That's one of the better Iceberg heroes in general.
Yeah, it feels pretty good against Necro Core, against Arc Warden. It's all right, but it just felt like they wanted to give Iceberg that familiarity, right? That comfort where you know he's going to perform to a certain level. And Dire Scan onto Always Want to Fly, the backstab from Silent under this tier 1 middle. They were looking for the Arc Warden. They're not going to find him though. 9 retreats. The razors from Iceberg completely off the mark, and now has to turn and fight Biver. Does get the kill with a slap down and the right click. No Fear will bodyguard Iceberg all the way back, but you know who's coming in? It's Usain fucking Bolt, the speedy Bloodseeker, sprinting across the map. He's got eyes on. Thirsty for blood, but Silent stands still with the help of No Fear. He will back away.
700 plus move speed.
700. I looked at the minimap and I was like, here he comes. You just see this cursor absolutely,
I mean, if you
bombing it.
If you played Bloodseeker against the Meepo and people who are low HP in general, yeah, I mean, you can't control the hero. When you have around 1,000 move speed, you can't control. Yeah, you can't control the hero.
It's amazing. No Fear, helped out by Iceberg, standing near for that Flux to disappear, but No Fear. Spark Race not quite finishing him off. Nice little clone kill there for Iceberg. Team Spirit, they're poking and prodding, and they feel like they're about to get this kill. They keep coming up short in these little engagements. 1 to 3, not much of a lead here for Spirit. This feels much more competitive from Winstrike in Game 2.
Yeah, Dragonite is level 6 right now. No points in Dragontail yet, but they should pressure the tower when the siege creep spawns. Try to make a rotation, try to invade the bounty runes. They already have a ward, but that one is gonna expire where Silencer is standing. Oh, it might even get dewarded. Let's see. Oh, he got the gold.
Oh, FNG will get fissured up here. Death Pulse in, the Blood Right onto the Shadow Fiend. Rupture's there as well, and Biver charging forward. Wants to help out Skitter to get this kill. The 2-man Impale. Perfect onto the Earthshaker in the back, and now the Arc Warden. Time to fight, but he's only on half HP. Chasing forward onto the Nyx will be Winstrike, having a bounty rune stolen under their noses. The next assassin finally gives up. And Skitter will waddle himself back up towards top lane. 9 might be in a spot of bother here, but they've got Spark Rates holding the ramp, and I don't think Winstrike wants to get too involved. Was that another D-ward there as well?
Yeah, that was dewarded when the ward was just about to expire. So
but I just saw another ward die, so I don't know if I don't know if it was the same animation from the old one, or if they just placed another one and it died as well.
We don't want to break the game, so we're not going to rewind. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Arc Warden has Necrobook 1 ready. Feels like they want to keep the pressure, even though they're not that far ahead, less than 1k gold in total.
Always want to fly. Finds himself deep behind enemy lines with a Weaver. Very, very hungry, looking for the Enchantress now. Stun out of Invis there from Biver. They've got no stuns remaining, so they need this damage to... Well then, Enchantress?
Well, such a funny game.
At first I thought, Nyx can't have a Meteor Hammer at 11 minutes. What's he doing? Why is he lifting his... Oh, he's trying to attack the Enchantress. Level 4 untouchable. 170 attack slow. Looks like 9 is using the Necro Books to farm up for now. Speeds up his farming efficiency quite significantly. Reaper's Scythe onto the Silencer will remove him from the game for 30 seconds. As Iceberg does just get clipped by the Swarm there, but no real potential for Spirit to push forward with any more damage.
It feels like they just have eyes on Silencer, both games. He died so many times. I love what Silence is doing. He's just on a different side of the map, trying to farm up, get some levels, pressure the tower, and he needs that Blink Dagger early on, so he can initiate. Otherwise, they don't have any kind of initiation. Team Spirit can just run away.
I've been meaning to ask you, like 12 minutes ago, I was like, thinking to myself, what's the good build for Shadow Fiend in this game? Because so often with Shadow Fiend, we think about the kind of the two directions. Wait, hang on, is that a courier snipe coming? It might be. Biver might find it. We'll watch him while we talk. But like, you think about kind of the caster route with a CDR at level 25, or you think about the right-click route. But very often it feels like you have to mix both of them at the right time in the right game, and your build has to be perfect for Shadow Fiend to work.
Yeah, most of the Shadow Fiends just pick 40 cooldown reduction anyway, because they, at one point, they get either BKBs,
Manta, Shadow Blade.
Yeah, whatever, Shadow Blade, cooldown reduction, Hex. But just by having Yasha, it increases your farming capability, so he might still go for, let's say, a BKB, even though BKB is not gonna save him for Weaver or from Rupture. So pretty hard to itemize Shadowfiend in this kind of a game.
Bloodseeker juking, good two-man stun, but hit by the Dragon Tail. Goes for the TP out. Do they have anything to lock him down? He's gone. The Bloodright, the silence made sure Earthshaker could not cancel that TP.
That's a lot of space. Also, that's Blink Dagger from a Dragon Knight revealed, so they will be more careful. Mid tower is being pressured. Weaver farming on top.
5 hero rotation. No kills. And again, I don't want to play his tune too much, but Nyx Assassin, right place, right time. Two-man stun, sitting with the Bloodseeker, making sure that he can be in that area, making that space. And he survives this time. Nyx didn't have to give his life.
I mean, Biver has been under my radar for quite some time. This guy has really good knowledge about the game, always making good items. His map awareness is on point. He's going straight into Spirit Vessel, which I like, against the Enchantress heal, against the Dragon Knight, so just to stop the healing.
Some quick revenge there onto FNG. Iceberg shuts him down. Only 192 gold, though. Like 15 minutes in, when you kill a Necro, you feel like you should be getting a little more money for your troubles. Silent. Careful on that tier 1. Nearly gets taken down, and the deny looks like it's coming from the Necro unit. Silent blinks in aggressively to make sure the tower belongs to the Radiant and not to the denying from the Dire.
Yeah, the problem for Winstrike again, they lost 4 runes.
Oh, that's awkward.
The good thing is they have Enchantress, so they can take those Necro units with the enchant.
What level is it? So up to level 3 now. So she can take the Necro units, she can dispel Ghost Shroud.
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it, right? Hello. Global for top. Yep. No fear with the Echo as well. Halfway towards his blink. Off the back of that kill. Weaver finds himself dead for 25 seconds, and the past couple of minutes, it's definitely been feeling like Team Spirit doing that very classic thing, right? Closing out the map, getting deep wards, playing in the enemy jungle, and just having that systematic movement. But Winstrike, they're breaking out of it now. They're getting these pickoffs. They're finding ways to maybe just maneuver around Spirit a little nicer. Have they got this? Blood right after the stun. Rupture as well, yeah. Bloodseeker wants to make damn well sure that Silence DK dies. While back in the jungle, Always Wanna Fly will take a tumble as 9 picks him off deep. Necro 1 into Hand of Midas into Boots of Travel for the Arc Warden.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that this looks like a good Hand of Midas game because it could last for quite long. They don't have the best tower damage. So good choice overall. He has double damage plus a Blood Rage, a Bubble, Copy, and Necro Books. This is pretty much a secure tower. They know Global is down. Oh, stun from a Centaur.
Oh, nearly. In middle, they do have a catch. Caster Joe yet again not respecting this blink stun from the Dragon Knight, and the follow through from Earthshaker proving to be a little too strong for him to handle.
So full Manta style finished on Shadowfiend. Not too much stuff to dispel. Like you can dispel Silence from a Bloodseeker and what you can Flux. That's it.
Yeah. Definitely feels like maybe one of those disjoint games for him. Try and stop the cast animation of Reaper's Scythe, or get away from a Nick stun. Make those very, very difficult, skilled plays. It's an awkward item for sure. Going into Blink next on a Shadowfiend. Manta Blink. Seems a little bit awkward. Speaking of awkward, Mr. Silencer dead yet again. Hunted down. Nyx and Bloodseeker just playing on this side of the map down south pretty deep.
We're gonna call him Dylancer.
Dylancer. Always want a Dylancer. Poor boy.
Shaker.
Poor sweet little boy.
900 gold away from his Blink Dagger. They need a fight. They need to use Dragonite as their tool to start a fight. Follow it up with the Global. Try to find some kills. Because
go on, Weaver. Give it another shot. One more. No, you're not going to try? Hit the Enchantress. No, just want to hit creeps. It's the most painful feeling in the world. Trying to watch someone hit the Ench. Oh, a big group up mid. Biver hunting again. Scouting deep. Sees the Earthshaker all alone now, and FNG's moving over. They want to try and grab this kill. There's some juicy farm bottom that Earthshaker really wants, because he is 800 gold away from Blink. Vendetta for how long? Another 15 seconds or so? It won't be enough. No Fear playing very patiently.
He read that moment really nicely. Oh. Global is up. Once they get the BKBs on side of Winstrike, they're not gonna have a lot of tools to go through the BKB, so this ward reveals the smoke. Team Spirit knows something is up, they know Global is up, so they will just probably pressure the bottom tower, trying to dodge this smoke. They don't feel comfortable taking a fight. Spread around. Nyx Assassin.
There we go.
Scouting. Oh, Shadowfiend is alone.
Earthshaker and DK behind. Spotted by Observer Ward as well for this dire team. Bottom lane. In they come. In come the Warriors. Good Fisher and Razors, though, will clear that army up very swiftly. Top lane, can they hunt Non-Grata? They know that the shift has been hard from Radiant down towards bottom, and with no stuns, Enchantress just TPs away.
Not too much action happening in the second game, mostly because Team Spirit reads the movement well, and they have a good deep wards. Like this is really unconventional ward on the mid lane. which provides them a lot of vision.
That's the, this used to be your tower ward.
Yeah.
Team Spirit. They don't have flags to plant in enemy territory. They're colonizing the Radiant side of the map with observer wards instead. 9 split pushing bottom with his clone, and Silent farming with his ulti. Dragon form not being used to push here, as we see tier 1 bottom very close to death, but all tier 2 standing for the Dire team across the 3 lanes. As Winstrike, they're really being forced to play in this very kind of compact unit, right?
But look at this area. There's not a single ward from Winstrike. They're just afraid to get out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And it really does come down to this Nyx assassin. Spotted by a sentry there just for a fraction of a second. Now seen completely. Biver. And no more invis. Do they have a... Yes, they definitely do. Silent with a great TP. Blink, stun, catch the kill. But that was Biver's job, done and done. Tower not denied there. Iceberg does give it a try, but 9 sprinting forward with that Tempest double. Causing a few problems, but it's the big smoke from Winstrike that's going to open things up for Spirit now, as Bloodseeker caught and killed by his Ancients. Can they Roshan off the back of this, Lacoste?
Oh, they could. Shadowfin has full souls. Enchantress can't tank it. Why does Bloodseeker have Manta style as well? What's with the Mantas?
That's what I was just about to ask you, because first of all, Shadowfiend has BKB, which makes so much more sense to me than Manta Blink. Manta BKB, sure enough. I get that for SF. But I don't get the Bloodseeker one.
I mean, that's almost 5,000 gold on an item. It, yes, increases your farm, gives you some move speed, some armor, and a little bit of HP. But
get rid of global?
Yeah, you can, but you have a BKB for that. You can still, but you still need a BKB in this kind of a game against the Earthshaker, against the Dragon Knight, Shadowfiend. Also,
I guess if you're fast enough, you can dodge the Dragon Tail when he's in ranged form, right?
Yeah.
You've got some little plays here and there, I guess, with the Manta styles.
Also, Arc Warden didn't upgrade his Necro at all. That's just level 1 Necro.
Yeah, he used it as like a farming tool, right? He just like ran around in the jungle with it, shoved out lanes. Reaper Scythe does come out in the end, but it's the Blink Echo from No Fear. Bloodseeker and Necro dip out. BKB from Iceberg with the Requiem wound up. Thrown in. Has to Joe in trouble, but the time lapse back gets him out of danger as No Fear's Fisher whiffs now. The Bloodrite coming through onto absolutely no one because Silent BKB'd up in the mix of it. 1 versus 3 it looks like, as he's been left completely alone by the rest of his team. They've hunted down Hester Joe, but he's traded back for Always Wanna Fly. And Silent, oh, he's behind his tier 1 now, but they are chasing forward with a fury and a vengeance as he will die. 3 for 1, and Team Spirit coming out on top yet again.
The Spirit Vessel secured them kill on Enchantress, who used the heal, can't heal up. Same goes for Dragon Knight. You just don't feel the Dragon Blood is doing anything. Manta style again on a Bloodseeker. You really don't feel the item. He popped it and then Echo Slam came out, so he actually got more damage from it.
More of a hindrance than a help.
Yeah.
But of course, there's balance in all things. A DD rune spawns outside the Roshan pit just after Spirit win a fight, so that sets it all in concrete. Team Spirit with a 7,000 net worth lead now. Dota Plus win expectancy at about 72% for this Dire team. Necro with a Bracer, the Glimmer Cape, same build as previously. Biver giving up on the Bounty Rune top. Might still be dead though with these impetus attacks. Landing in with a significant amount of damage. A quick Glimmer and a runaway though. Gets him out of that spot.
I gotta say, Silencer in both games has been really out of position. 8 deaths in the second game. In the first one, he had around 12 probably. Just feeding the gold to enemy carry.
Doesn't feel like he's accomplished a whole lot. Shadowfiend definitely with a lot on his mind and a lot of weight on his shoulders. Iceberg with another 2,000 gold saved up. I'm very interested to see what his next item choice is going to be, because, you know, he's got a bit of tankiness, he's got survivability from his Manta BKB, but it feels like he needs that swing item, that game-changing damage or control item that lets him just win a team fight.
He could go for Daedalus if he wants to go all in, just deal the damage. Also, Butterfly feels like a nice choice here. Same goes for Satanic. He needs a lot of items.
Yeah, a whole lot of items. Glimmer Cape's still there for Bira, but the chase from the Radiant not coming thanks to the Bloodseeker. Keeping that blood right and holding them back. Still have the Aegis for another 3 minutes. And this map really is closing out for the Radiant team. 9 can keep pretty much 2 lanes shoved out just on his lonesome. I mean, Hurricane Pike, I think, is nearly done now for the Arc Warden on top of Mjolnir and Necro 1. Looks like he's shifting into this kind of hard carry build, but take a look down in the Radiant jungle, non grata. A bit of help from the Earthshakers. Fisher from long range, but Bloodseeker's there with a massive amount of damage from those right-click punches.
9,000 net worth advantage. They have Aegis, so they're gonna go for the tier 2 towers that are left. Maybe even try to pressure the high ground. The vision game coming out from Winstrike in both games is not that great.
It comes down in part to always want to fly, right?
Yeah.
No fear, you know, it's not Bounty, it's not Ricky or Nyx, it's not one of those heroes as an Earthshaker that can just walk into the enemy side of the map, place wards and die. He needs to be farming, needs that Blink Dagger, and he does have it with level 2 Echo Slam now. But the reason why I always want to fly, you know, kind of, it's felt like he has been completely feeding it out of position as FNG drops. The Global's there. I don't know if this fight continues on. They do have a stun from Silent onto the Nyx Assassin, so they get a 2 for nothing as long as Bira dies, which really nothing can stop him from dropping. Up towards the top part of the map, though. Fisher. Magnetic Field with the blood right now. The BKB and Iceberg winds it up onto 9's little clone. Kills off the Tempest double, but that cost him a fair amount as Iceberg stands his ground with the Rupture still on him.
He has no mana for a TP. Bottom lane is being pressured. I think Arc Warden could have stayed there, try to deal more damage to the tower. Aegis still up on a Bloodseeker.
Oh, he wanted in. That Shadow Fiend just about TP's home. DK will say goodbye as well.
No blood for you.
He really desperately wanted that. But now you've bust out Global, you've got no Requiem. E-Blade on the Shadow Fiend. And BKB popped by Silent. They're trying to kill off these clones. And the Tempest double will finally fall. But the map just gets smaller and smaller. And the fact that, sure, you've got Earthshaker to blink Echo, but when are you going to get this opportunity to use it?
They need to smoke Global down for 50 seconds. Try to get out of the base. Pick off a kill. Ideally, it would be Weaver, but now she has a Black King bar, so hard to get. Same goes for Arc Warden. Pretty tanky, elusive with the Hurricane Pike. Like, look where the lanes are standing right now, because they feel great. Map control is there. Again, they're gonna pick up most of the bounty runes. So map is kind of just shrinking for Winstrike.
That net is closing in, and the little fishies, Winstrike, not small enough to slip through the holes in it.
Op, non grata.
Where
Good
are
TP.
you going? Bounty Rune Grabber. Courier Killer. Can you be a liver as well? Survivor or Dire? Non-Grata turns and then chants up 9. Grabs the DD and might turn to fight, but Biver arrives. No fear now here. Can they get it? Blink Echo, 2-man Impale, though with the Global over the top. Silent goes in, but the Bloodright is down, and Non-Grata with No Fear trapped between a rock and a hard place, and FNG will slice them down. Hester Joe's BKB, making short work there of the Enchantress. A Silent, oh, he has BKB, but no Blink, no TP. Breathe Fire is all he can do as he's caught. Wow, he's killed. He's dead. 3 for nothing with no buybacks. I think Team Spirit might just have put the final nail in the coffin.
That was really unlucky, man. Earthshaker, after Echo, blinks into Nyx Assassin stun. There was a follow-up Global, but he couldn't use any of his other spells. I don't think it would change too much, but still, the RNG factor.
Well, here comes the tier 3 push. RNG or not, always want to fly with Iceberg. The 2 remaining Radiant heroes have a lot of work to do. There's no BKB piercing stuns remaining now that Reaper's Scythe is down. So Iceberg potentially could go in with a BKB Requiem play. He's just being chased down though. 9's Tempest double is killing Always Wanna Fly. Very nearly one more Maelstrom proc is all it'll take. Silencer back to the fountain, but the racks have fallen. Team Spirit, they enter and they exit. Clearing up that base.
Also top lane is pushing. They have 2 siege creeps plus a necro unit. He should use breathe fire on those catapults just to lower the damage on the tower.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
How we're looking for the next Roshan. 45 seconds until the fast spawn. Could be there a while. But the pressure is relentless. 9 TPs as Tempest double in towards mid.
That's a full fly on him.
Wow, he's got Nyx behind him as well, so if the Radiant, they commit onto this Tempest double, Biver is there to turn it around potentially. It will die of natural causes. Takes a little nap on the floor. Tempest double will be back to play in a little bit, don't you worry. 9 is back in the jungle. 7 seconds until he can do that again. Bottom lane, all the way down here. Top lane, across the river. Nice place for the Dire team to maybe think about their next smoke movement.
18,000, 19,000 net worth lead. I guess they just want to wait for the Roche and close the game slowly from there. It's second Roche, Cheese and Aegis. They know something is up. Roche will respawn in a minute. They need to get out of the base. Immediate smoke.
This could
from
be
Winstrike. Yeah.
The last move of the game. Or turning point here for Winstrike. As they do move in to catch Biver, the quick Yule's low, and Hester Joe stands his ground around his shrine. Global silence, but Always Wanna Fly still gonna die. Iceberg in the midst of it all, absolutely tanking it as the Blink Echo onto a BKB. Bloodseeker does very little at all. One by one they fall, picked off by Team Spirit, as Non-Gratis BKB does very little to save him from the Bloodseeker, who charges in with a triple kill for Skitter. Team Spirit looks like they've closed this series out 2-0 as GG is called.
Pretty one-sided series. Feels like Winstrike doesn't have the answer for what Team Spirit is drafting at the moment.
Yeah, 13-23, 2-0. Our first series. Team Spirit looking, very, very warm. They've had some games today already, right? They've warmed up. They went into that knowing what they wanted to do. And Winstrike, not quite on the same level as them. I don't want to say they were like, draft wins. But yeah, Winstrike didn't seem like they were on the same page as a team.
Exactly. I can say that they have some internal conflicts because they don't play as a team.
Do we know how that Alliance versus Espada series is going?
Alliance winning 1-0, and the second game is pretty even.
Okay. So we need to wait to see who the winner from that series is, as we should be following through with the winner's game today in not too long. But we will take a break for now, guys. We will take a break for now. Not exactly sure how long. Could be 5 minutes, could be 30 minutes. But we'll find out what game will be coming up next. See you guys in a little bit.